Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for joining me. Today I'm going to share with you how I have successfully treated mastitis 5 times without antibiotics. Now, if you are watching this video, you probably have mastitis, and I just want to say I feel your pain, and it is the most excruciating thing to go through, especially as a mum and having to deal with your baby, your toddler, and all the other stresses that go along with motherhood. Dealing with mastitis is just insanely terrible, and the first time I actually got it, I thought, I do not want to get this ever again, but unfortunately I have had it 5 times now, and each time I've learned something, and each time I've really thought to myself, I do not want this again. But I have found, I've done a lot of research about mastitis and watched a lot of YouTube videos, and I listened to a podcast by a mammary gland biologist who studies mammary glands, and basically why I think I keep on getting mastitis even though I don't want to get it again, and I try everything in my power not to get it. The reason why some women get mastitis over others, like there's many different reasons, but one of the reasons that I heard from this podcast was that the studies that they've done, it's actually the individual's immune response to inflammation. That's why I believe I get mastitis really easily, because my immune system, my immune response is just so strong to any inflammation, because I have an autoimmune disease and my body doesn't handle inflammation well at all, and it just goes into overdrive. That's my understanding anyway of why I keep on getting it. But I want to share with you today what I do, what I've done to get rid of mastitis, to get it all clear without any medical intervention or antibiotics. Now, antibiotics necessarily don't even work anyway. So I know I've watched a video of a person who had mastitis, went to the doctor, and that's the first thing that they do is give you antibiotics. Excuse me. And she ended up getting it, and it didn't even clear it up. So, antibiotics aren't really the answer to mastitis. They may work for some women, but I definitely didn't want to try antibiotics because of my gut and my gut flora and all the work that I've done in healing my gut. So anyway, let's get into the video about what I do when I have mastitis. So the first thing is, mastitis, first of all, is inflammation of the mammary of your breast. And usually it happens, and I found that with me, it comes on really suddenly, out of the blue really quickly. And usually it's because I've either missed a feed. That was the first time I got it, was when Shiloh started sleeping through the night. Or I'd missed a feed, and I was wearing a tight fitting bra. Those are only the 2 reasons why I think I got it. So the first thing that I do is you need to unblock the milk duct. So a milk duct has been blocked somehow, and then it creates inflammation and then an infection, and that's where it becomes really painful. So the first thing I do is I work on getting the blockage free again. And so this means feeding every 2 hours, because you really want to get the milk flowing through those milk ducts and relieving that blockage and that inflammation, that infection. So breast milk is not affected by the infection. It's actually really important that you continue to breastfeed. You don't have to discard the milk. It's fine. The baby is not going to get an infection from the milk. It's just amazing how we were created. So you want to be feeding as much as you can, and before So this is what I do before each feed, is I do a warm compress on my breast, and that involves this, and you don't have to have one of these, but I actually got this from, I think it's called the Milk Bar website, and it just is a little thing that you can put in the freezer and make it cold, or you put it in the microwave and you heat it up and it becomes warm. And so this, I got, there's 2 of them that I got, and it just has this little cover to go over it. So what I do is I pop this in the microwave for 30 seconds, and then once it's nice and warm, I'll put that over my breast, whichever breast. It's usually only one breast that gets it. I've had it on my left and my right side, but not at the same time, and usually it's been on my right side. That's been the side that's gotten it the most. So I put that on my breast. Now this is before I'm about to feed, and so I loosen and I heat it up and get the milk warm to get it flowing, and then what I'll do is, once I've done that and I feel like I've heated it up enough, then I will massage. Now you can just do it with your hand and massage towards your nipple from wherever the blockage is, and this is really painful. It's really, really painful, and but just be gentle, as gentle as you can be. And I actually use this, which is an electric massager, and I've heard people use electric toothbrush for the vibration. So if you have an electric toothbrush, you could use that. This is, it goes like really fast. So like I'll do this, there's 2 different speeds. So I will use this on my breast, and the vibration unblocks the ducts. So heat it up, do the massage, and then put your baby on to breastfeed on your breast. So that way you've heated everything up, you've hopefully unblocked the milk duct, and then your baby's going to empty your breast, hopefully. Now after each feed, this is what I do. So I get a hukka, and what you're going to do is you're going to put some Epsom salts. So you're going to put maybe a teaspoon, tablespoon, teaspoon, doesn't really matter, of Epsom salts into the hukka, and then you're going to fill it up with warm water, and then you're going to stir the Epsom salts into the warm water, and then what you're going to do is you're going to place the hukka over your breast while you're leaning over either a bathtub or a sink, or just anywhere that you don't mind getting a bit of water on. So yeah, you're going to put this over your breast, and then you're going to, the Epsom salts and water needs to be like covering your nipple when you've put the hukka on, and then you're going to lean over, and literally, I don't know how this happens, but it just is able to draw out the milk. So if your baby isn't emptying your breast properly, which is another actually reason why you can get mastitis, if there's a poor latch or your baby's not emptying the breast properly, this is what I do after they're fed, and it just, I don't know, it just unblocks the milk ducts even more, and just the milk just starts pouring out into the hukka, and then you can just empty that. You can do that a couple of times a day if you want. Okay, so after I've done that, then I will do a number of things. I'm just going to, I've got my notes here, so let me just look at them. Okay, so after I've done the Epsom salts, I'm going to either do one of 4 things. I either will do a charcoal poultice, a raw potato poultice, I will put cabbage leaves on my breasts, and I will put some essential oils. So I'm going to just walk you through what a charcoal poultice is, how to make one, and how to make a poultice, a raw potato poultice. So with the charcoal, this is super, like, really effective for removing an infection if it's gone to that stage of infection, past inflammation to actual infection, which is really painful. you're going to want to, you need to get rid of the infection somehow, and the charcoal and the potato poultice draw out infection really powerfully. So you need to get some activated charcoal in a powder form. I don't know, you can get them online or maybe at your local health food store. So you need to get some charcoal. All right, so this is how you're going to make it. So you're going to want to get about a tablespoon of charcoal, put it in a little dish, and then you're going to need something to thicken it with. So I use some flour. You can, I think this is potato starch flour, or you can use flaxseed, ground flaxseed. So 1 tablespoon of charcoal, 1 tablespoon of flour, and then you're going to put in about 1 tablespoon of water. You may need more water or less, but that's just what you can start off with, and then you can see the consistency there is getting a bit thicker. You do want it to be moist but not too runny, and then you're going to need either a paper towel or a Chuck's cloth is what I'm using here. So you just want to cut a Chuck's cloth in half or get some paper towel, it doesn't matter. And then you're going to get some cling wrap, some plastic wrap, and you're going to need that because that's going to go on top of it to keep it off your clothing. So then you're going to put your cling wrap down first, make sure you do that first, and then you're going to get your charcoal mixture. You can see the consistency there, it's a bit wet there, and then you're going to put it in the center of your paper towel or Chuck's cloth, and then you're going to just spread that out onto there like so. And once you've got all there, you're just going to spread it out a little bit, and then you're going to be once you've got it all on there, you want it to be make sure it's wet, because the wetness needs to be on your skin. Then you're just going to fold it over, and that side there is what's going to go on your breast. So that's just one layer of Chuck's oil. And then see how I put the cling wrap over it like that? You're going to put that on your breast with the cling wrap over it. So then you can put like a very loose fitting, maybe sports bra or something to hold it on your breast. Wherever the mastitis is, you're going to put that charcoal directly on the skin with that cling wrap over it. And then you're going to keep that on there until the next feed. I like to do this one at night time and leave it on all night because, well, it depends if your baby's sleeping through the night yet, or if you're still feeding them through the night, you obviously need to take it off to feed the baby. But if you don't feed your baby during the night, you can leave it on all night, and that's going to really be powerful for healing. Okay, so now I'm going to show you the potato poultice. So essentially you're just going to get a raw potato and a grater and grate all the potato, and you're going to need some cling wrap again, or plastic wrap, and also paper towel again, or another Chuck's cloth, which I'm using the other half of it. So it's exactly the same process. You're going to put that raw potato into the cloth or the paper towel, and you're just going to make a poultice. This is exactly the same as the charcoal. So just going to fold it over and make sure that there's only one single layer for the layer that's going to be on your skin, and that's what's going to go on your breast. And then you're just going to flip it over and put the plastic on there, and then simply put it wherever you need to. So with the grated potato poultice, just be aware that it does stain, so that's why you do really want the cling wrap, because it goes like, if it gets on your clothes, it goes like a browny, purpley browny color, and the potato does stain. So yeah, it is meant to be moist as well. It's meant to be moist against your skin, so the juices of the potato is what draws out the infection and all the inflammation. So you can try that one. That's a really easy, simple one to do. The next thing is, this is what you can do if you're going, out for the day and you don't want to have like a poultice on you, is putting some essential oils on it with just and massaging it in. And so these are the oils that that you use for clogged milk ducts and also mastitis. So you're going to want to get geranium oil. You get 3 drops of geranium oil in the palm of your hand. Also 3 drops of lavender oil, and Melrose, that's 5 drops of Melrose. So you've got 5 drops there, and then you've got 3 drops of tea tree oil. And then what you're going to do is just put all that in your hand, and then you're going to put that on your breast, neat. So you don't use any carrier oil at all, and you're just going to massage that into your breast. And this is obviously after you've fed the baby, your baby, and you're just going to massage that in. And you can also put a warm cloth on it, like a warm compress as well, over the oils to heat it up and to let the oils go into your skin. And you're just going to keep right, and you can do that if you're going out and you don't want to have some bulky poultice on in your bra, or just do it whenever you really want. And that's really good to help the inflammation and the infection as well. So that's a lot of things, but also the cabbage leaf. So I also will do this if I'm out of everything else. It's really easy to just put some cabbage leaves that are nice and cool from the fridge on your breast. Just pop them in your bra, and that is really helpful for reducing inflammation as well. But what I want to suggest to you is that the charcoal poultice I found to be the most effective for like intense mastitis. And the last time I had mastitis, my nipple bled. It was bleeding. I'd never seen anything like that before. And this was the one that came on like all of a sudden. And when I started massaging the breast to try and get the milk flowing, I just saw there was blood in the milk, and I was like freaked out. I rang my naturopath and I said to her, I've got blood coming out of my breast. What's going on? And she's like, yeah, that's just a sign of an infection. And I was like, whoa, I've never had that before. And I've had mastitis like 4 times before that. So it was pretty bad. It was really painful, but I just did all those things. And within 3 days, my mastitis was going away, nearly gone. So, but in those 3 days, it was pretty excruciating. And what you need to do as well is rest, drink lots of water, try and get some help from either the husband, partner, mum, whoever that can help you, because what you really need is your body to heal, and what you need for that is to rest, and that's really hard as a mum. So I hope you learn something that can help you with mastitis, because it's honestly the worst thing to have when you're trying to breastfeed. It nearly stopped me in my breastfeeding journey very early on when Shiloh, my daughter, was only 12 weeks old. And even before that, I nearly gave up because it was just so painful and so like draining, because you're dealing with fatigue and sleep deprivation. And I was like, I cannot continue to do this, like if this is what I'm going to keep getting. But I just persisted and kept going, and I'm so glad that I did, because I'm still breastfeeding and she's nearly 16 months old, and I really am grateful that I've been able to continue. And one thing that I forgot to mention is, well, I did mention it, but getting a really loose fitting bra, like one that doesn't have any wiring or anything like that. Like I literally have one that it's like so stretched, like it doesn't have any hardly any elastic in it, to just help hold the poultices in, or the cabbage leaves in, or whatever, because you really don't want to be having any tight fitting clothing on. That's really not good. So if you found this video helpful, give me a thumbs up, and I hope I can see you for the next video. Until then, have an awesome time, and I really hope that you can overcome mastitis, and that these remedies will help you. So see you later.